So I thought I'd do something a little different today and review a figure that came out earlier this year. I kind of call this a video because I got him. I wasn't really doing videos of YouTube figure reviews at that time, but I got him. I didn't really have a lot of time to spend with him. I was busy this summer. I got him back in April. This is a Mezco 1/12 Collective Superman Man of Steel edition. So it's kind of like a comic book version of Superman, which they had made one some years ago, 6, 7 years ago. I wasn't collecting Mezco at the time, so I never got that one. I had the Christopher Reeve one, but I've wanted a comic book Superman. And so this came out. It was up for order back in August of 2021 when I pre-ordered it. And I got it this year in April of 2023, so almost a year and a half. And honestly, I didn't see a whole lot of reviews on YouTube for this guy. A couple of people reviewed it. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I'm of the opinion that I like it a lot, and I'll show you why as this review progresses. But first off, it comes in a tin box, which I love when Mezco does the tin boxes. Obviously, it adds the cost a little bit, but I think it's worth it. To display these tin boxes, although I don't have enough display room anymore to display all the tin boxes I have. But you get a cool cover art here of a comic book edition or version of Superman, drawn really good. I don't know who drew this, if Mezco has an artist. It's not an artist I recognize from the comics. But anyway, it's a cool picture. And then you have like the Superman logo, the official logo there, and then Mezco Toyz. And inside, if I can turn this a little bit for you, you picture there Man of Steel, and same thing on the back. You have another picture of Superman flying with Metropolis, it looks like, in the background. And then of course you get your ages 18 and up. It's not a toy for children, intended for adult collectors only. So there's your disclaimer. And then down here, obviously, you get your Mezco information down there. And then a warning about choking hazard, not intended for children under ages of 3. I mean, obviously, if they say 18, but they have to put that there, I think, because they're small parts. And then, your UPC down there. So I'm going to open this thing up and show you the layers, and we'll get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, you get, this comes with every Mezco figure. It talks about, again, these are not toys, ages 18 and up. And then there's some cool directions here for this figure. A lot of the different stuff it does. It does have a light up head feature, some battery placement, how to do that, how to turn the head on and off, and then a couple other things, how to put on the Black Mercy plant, which it comes with, and then different types of laser effects he has. And then the kryptonite display, different types of kryptonite he has on display. And then even comes with Starro, and how Starro can be placed over one of the head sculpts, or I think all the head sculpts. And then punching effects. And then something really cool is magnetic bullet ricochet effects. His chest is magnetized, and these little ricochet effects have magnets in them to put on like he's being shot, and they're bouncing off of him. So pretty cool stuff. So if we look here in the first layer, we see Superman. He's got a bunch of hands. And I think there's 7 head sculpts this thing comes with, which, if you like Mezco, one of the things, my draw for Mezco is all the different accessories they'll give you with releases. And in some of these, like the Wolverine one last year and this one, they give you a ton of head sculpts. And we'll go through every one of those because they're pretty cool. And then this is the different types of kryptonite he has with the display base. And then the second layer has the 1/12 collective bag for holding your accessories if you want. A cool display base. I love this display base. Classic Superman logo. And then there's the heat vision effect pieces, the punching fists, Starro. Let me zoom in on Starro a little bit. There's Starro. And then the Black Mercy plant, which I don't know a whole lot about, honestly. I never really followed Superman too much in the comics, but I actually thought it was something from Poison Ivy, like maybe when Hush, in the Hush comic, when she took him over for a little bit there. But yeah, Black Mercy is a thing, feeds off of people's desires, things like that. But we'll show you, he's bendable. It's pretty cool. So let me open him up and we'll look at all the stuff individually. So here he is and everything he comes with. He comes with a lot of stuff. Once you get out of the packaging, it's just a whole lot. You can see he comes with all these hands right here. You know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pairs, or 10 different hands, so 5 pairs. Flight hands, grasping hands, more grasping hands. This one can hold something, and then of course the fist he has right there. And then here is the different types of kryptonite that you can place inside of this little display here. And I don't know all the different types of kryptonite. I'm not too up on Superman, like I said. I mean, obviously the green and the red I know about. But there's a blue one, a yellow one, and this clear one. And you can, these come off, these caps come off. So you can, obviously he needs for protection to have those, you know, enclosed. But kind of a cool little display there. It seems like it needs to go on top of a desk or a table, which it doesn't come with. It just comes with just this stand. So you have to put it on something probably. But pretty cool that it comes with this. A nice little side piece. And if, you know, for playability, if you are playing with this, you can always use these pieces individually. Like someone's weakening Superman with the green kryptonite. So kind of a cool piece there. And then here is Black Mercy, the plant. And as you can see, let me back out a little bit here. You can see it bends all sorts of different ways. So you can get that connected to Superman's chest, like it's controlling Superman. Very rubbery feel to it. And there's some detail in the back there. Almost like a carapace or something, like an insect type deal. So these are all bendy. They don't hold their position, but they're rubbery, these pieces, these tentacles. So pretty neat there. And then here is Starro. Pretty cool. It's designed to grip on the face. Now, I've seen Starro. He's an old villain of the Justice League from the comics, and I always thought he was bigger, like super big. But this one's designed to go on the face and kind of mind control Superman. But a cool nod that they did this classic, you know, villain in the comics that's not really known too well. But let's look at the figure here real quick here, back up a little bit. So here's the head sculpt he comes with, I believe, on in the package. He's kind of a smiling look there. And one of the complaints some people have had is how this cape is done, how it's sewn in. I don't seem to have a big complaint about it. We'll look at the Christopher Reeves here in a minute to compare it. But I think they did sew it in different, the way they tucked it on the side here. And it is wired, so the cape is wired. So if you want to get some flowing poses, if he's flying, you can do that. You got your big, nice Superman symbol there. To me, that feels like Christopher Reeve symbol, classic. Same with the belt. The whole motif, the whole color motif is the same as like Christopher Reeve, which is pretty cool, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And then the boots, the higher boots with the cut, very classic comic look. And on the back, they do have the Superman logo on the cape. It's like it's like ironed on or something, printed on, I should say. It's kind of like plasticky, so that, if you're not careful, might wear away over time. But as far as, you know, articulation, this is like most Mezco bodies. The neck is separate, so you can move the neck, you know, but the head has a lot of range. So you can get him to look up for flight poses, look way down. I mean, it's got a lot. It's almost uncanny how the neck can move, the head can move from the neck separately. And then the arms, this is really tight. Rocker there, or bicep swivel, double jointed, ball hinge joint. The torso is separate. So you can move the torso independent from the abdomen. So you can get yourself some nice crunch there, as you can see. And then way back. Look how far back he goes for flight poses. Great job with that from Mezco. And then the legs kick, you know, actually 90, double knee. And then the boots swivel. The boots not swivel, the thigh swivels. But the boots don't swivel. Some pretty good rocker for a Mezco figure. Nice rocker there. The boots go up a little bit and go down more than they go up. So again, for flight pose is really good stuff. So pretty cool looking figure. Let's change the head sculpts out. Like I said, there's 7 head sculpts, and each one has their own ball joint. So this is the first one. you know, a little bit of a goofy smile, but, you know, Soups is a Boy Scout, so let's put on this next one. This one, I like this one a whole lot. That's a great look. That's a great look for Superman. Let me zoom in even more. I think, you know, you can see the blue eyes. Got the hair sculpted. Get my camera fixed a little bit here for you so you can see it better. Yeah, I got the hair sculpted real nice. Classic comic Superman. This next one here is the angry look. So he's like fighting Darkseid or some bad guy or lifting something heavy. And those teeth are painted really well. Sometimes when Mezco tries to do angry looks, like for Batman, they don't show enough of the teeth. And it looks goofy, like almost like buck teeth. But here, let me zoom in even more if I can. Yeah, look at that. Painted really well. The intensity in the eyes, the eyebrows. Very cool look for Superman when he's in the middle of a fight. And then this one's kind of a dumbfounded look, like he's been injured or hurt. I think maybe the plant, like the Black Mercy plant, is taking control of him. Or maybe like if you have Poison Ivy, she's taking control of him. A little bit of a black mark there below the eye. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, it's not one I display normally, but maybe for a picture or something. It's kind of different. And then you have this one. I fixed the ball joint. And then this one is just kind of more of a stern look. So this would be kind of one where he's like looking up. You know, he's got his hands on his hips. If I can rotate this, make it look like he's again, like he's standing on something, kind of like this. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool look for Soups. Man of Steel right there. Awesome. And then the next one is one I was mistaken. I forgot. This is for the two laser things that come out of his face, out of his eyes. And this is not a light up head. So if I put the first laser effect on, this one's really intense. I mean, look at that thing. That is like huge beams, something that kind of over the top, right? Not what I usually see Superman doing. This is like a really angry, mad Superman right here, shooting these out. And then the other one is kind of the normal type you see, kind of more focused beams. And then they have this end piece you can place on there. I'm not sure I like that. I think I like just like that. To me, it looks better. So he's like shooting. And again, he has the intensity. Look, he's looking up, shooting at Darkseid. So you can maybe get him doing something like this, trying to pose on camera here. Not always the easiest thing to do. But he's got his arms back a little bit. Kind of got his fist, chest is out. And he's shooting up at Darkseid or something. Yeah, really cool. All right, then the next head sculpt is the one that lights up. It's just the eyes. But it's hard to get in there. So I'm going to use this little screwdriver to turn it on. And then you can see they're lit up. And I'm going to pop this head in. And there he is, lit up. If I turn some of these lights off, let's see what it looks like with some lights off. A little bit better. It's still pretty bright in here, but you kind of get the idea. And it doesn't really bleed through, which is nice. There's no bleed. There's no bleed through. In the camera, the left eye, or his right eye, is looking bigger than this eye. And honestly, that eye is a little bit bigger. There's more light coming from that eye. But, you know, still a cool thing for pictures. These batteries that go in the head don't last long. I'm talking literally minutes, and then that's it, right? And they're dead. So we'll turn that back off. And what I'll do is I'll strike a couple poses with him and then show you what it looks like. All right, so there's a pose right there of him shooting his lasers up in the air. Cape is flying back, and as you can see, I've got the bullet ricochet pieces attached to his chest, and they're just magnetic. They just stick on. This one up here in the top is kind of bent. It came in the packaging bent, but as you can see, that's pretty cool. If I take this one off, that's kind of goofy. You know, bouncing off his chest, like the bullets are having no effect, and he's firing back those laser eyes. Really cool picture, or cool shot of Superman showing off his strength. All right, here's one of Starro on his face. She's like freaking out, trying to get it off of him. That's a pretty cool look too. And that Starro goes on just about, I think, every head sculpt. So obviously the one with laser eyes, if you have laser eyes, you can't use it there, but all the other sculpts, it goes on really nice. So cool. Starro was painted really good. You got that blue and purple. Even the eye, if I zoom in even closer, that eye looks really good. Look at that detail. Man, that is really cool. Cool stuff. All right, here is Black Mercy all over Superman, controlling him. This thing wraps around really good. It's like I said, the tentacles are bendable, so you can bend them really good to wrap around Supes. He's like, you know, again, helpless. That helpless face comes in pretty good with this kind of stuff. Got that tentacle wrapping around his head. Pretty cool. Again, cool for a cool shot, you know, for toy photography, something like this. Again, I wouldn't necessarily just display him like this, but that's a cool accessory they gave. Very neat. All right, now we got Superman in a flying pose, using one of the flying hands. The cape is, you know, the cape is wired on the sides, not the back though. So you still got to kind of play with the cape to make it drape right, which is kind of be a little difficult. But there, it's a little bit better now. So you can see Superman flying. That cape keeps wanting to fall, but if you look from it this way, pretty nice flying pose for Superman. Again, that chest articulation, he goes way up, so you can really get a good flight pose. So pretty cool. Okay, so here we have Superman Man of Steel edition on the left, next to the Christopher Reeve Superman, which came out a couple years ago. And as you can see here, the Christopher Reeve Superman is actually a bit taller than the comic book one. Maybe half a head taller. I haven't measured them, but typically Mezco's around 6 inches, a little taller sometimes. And the red on the Reeve Superman is much darker, which I never noticed, at least the boots. The boots are much darker than the boots on the comic Superman. The underwear is actually lighter on the Reeve Superman. And actually the symbol, you can see the chest symbol. The comic book one is outlined in black. You can see it outlined in black right here. Whereas Reeves is not. It's just the red and yellow, which I didn't remember. Reeves' belt is brighter yellow than the comic book Superman. And then there's the Christopher Reeve head sculpt, one of them, which I think is really good. Now, if we turn these guys around and look at their backs, these Superman symbols, there's the comic one on the left, and then the one on the right, Reeves, is much bigger. Yeah, it's much bigger than this one. But the same font, black lines, just bigger on Reeves. So there's a comparison. I love the Reeves Superman. That's the one I grew up with as a little kid. And I know Henry Cavill everyone likes now. He's great too, but Reeves is my Superman. I think he always will be. But there's a comparison between these two figures. The Man of Steel edition, I don't think is available on Mezco's website, maybe waitlist. It might be available on Big Bad Toy Store, I'm not sure. But let me know what you guys think about this figure. I think it's cool that we've been getting more comic book figures from Mezco and even Hot Toys lately. So this has been a review of Mezco 1/12 Collective Superman Man of Steel edition.